Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I hope you will be doing well. So today we are going to start the lecture related to stoichiometry. We have to cover the three topics related to the stoichiometry. So let's start. So these three topics we have to cover it: the balancing equation, how to balance the equation, state symbol, an ionic equation, and the third topic is the percent composition by mass. Okay, so one by one we will discuss it. So now we have to discuss about the balancing equation. For the balancing equation, it's important that on the either side the elements and atoms should be balanced. So we having the word equation: the sodium carbonate reacts with the dilute nitric acid to form the sodium nitrate, carbon dioxide, and water. Okay. So here is a simple equation for them. We have discussed it before in the physical classes. Now we have to check that is that equation balanced or not. So in this equation on the left hand side we are seeing that there is one hydrogen and two sodium, while on the right hand side there is one sodium and two hydrogen. So that means on the both of the equations the sodium and hydrogens are not balanced, but the rest of the elements and atoms are balanced. So now we will see how to balance them. Okay. So now we have to balance the sodium and hydrogen on both the sides. So on the left hand side we have to balance the hydrogen by writing the 2 before the nitric acid. So in this way the hydrogen will be balanced on both the sides, on left hand side and right hand side. Okay. So in order to balance the sodium on the right hand side, so we will write 2 before NaNO3 in order to balance the sodium on both the sides. Okay. So in this way we will be able to balance the sodium and hydrogen on both the sides. So now you can check it, each and every atom are balanced on both the sides. Okay. So keep that in mind that this 2 that is written before the nitric acid will be multiplied by all the atoms. So like you can say this oxygen has a subscript of 3, so this 3 will be multiplied by 2. So in this way there will be 6 oxygen and plus 3 will be total of the 9 oxygen here. Okay. So in this way we can be able to balance the equation. So it is all about the repetition. We have discussed it before in the physical classes. So you should try this equation and you should write the simple equation and then you should be able to balance it. Okay. Okay, so now the another topic that is related to the state symbols and how to write the ionic equation. So there are commonly 4 state symbols: the solid for the S, L for the liquid, gas for the G, and aqueous AQ. So aqueous are those compounds, aqueous solution, that form the aqueous solution. For example, when the ionic compounds that are solute, when they are dissolved in the water solvent, so these ionic compound will break down, will dissociate into its respective ion. Okay, so this is the only property of the aqueous compounds. So this property is not for the solid compounds, not for the liquid, not for the gases. Okay, this is the only property for the aqueous compound, so keep that in mind. So the question is that you have to write the ionic equation for the following above equation. So here you can see the calcium nitrate will be dissociated into its respective ion. Okay, because it is in aqueous state. Sodium carbonate will also, but here you can see the calcium carbonate will not be able because it is present in the solid state. So the solid state compounds are not be able to dissociate into respective ion. Okay, so the third step is that you have to split up the aqueous compound into its respective ions. So you can see the calcium nitrate in which the calcium will be dissociated into its respective ion, that is +2 charge. Here you can see the nitrate will dissociate into -1 charge. Okay, so the subscript of the NO3 that is 2, we can write it as like this, in which the 2 will come before the nitrate when we write in the ionic form. Okay. So why we write the +2 charge on the calcium? We have discussed it before, but I am again revising it because this +2 charge of the calcium will become subscript of NO3, that is 2. Okay, and the charge on the NO3, that is -1, will become the subscript of the calcium. Okay, so which we have discussed it before in the class, that it will be cross multiplied and will become the ionic formula. Okay, so all of them will be split into its respective ion. So you can see, but the calcium carbonate will be written as it is because it is in solid state, it is not in aqueous form. So the solid state compound are not be able to dissociate into respective ion, neither the liquid, neither the solid. Only the aqueous compound will be able to be dissociated, will be able to break down into its respective ion. Okay. Now the another step is that you have to cancel out the spectator ions. The spectator ions are those which are present on the either side of the equation. So here you can see the nitrate and the sodium, both of them are present on the either side, so they will be cancelled out, leaving the calcium and carbonate, which will form into the calcium carbonate, that is the final ionic equation. Okay, so that's all about this state simple and ionic equation. So now we are having the another topic, that is the percent composition by mass. So the percent composition formula is that the relative atomic masses multiplied by the number of atoms of the element in the compound divided by the relative molecular or formula mass of the compound. Okay, which will be multiplied by the 100 because we are going to find out the percentage of the element in the compound. So here the question arises that why we use the formula mass. So the formula mass is used for those compounds which are ionic in nature, those which are ionic compound, which we have discussed before in the previous classes. So now the question here you can see here is that evaluate the percent composition by mass of the carbon in ethanol C2H6O. The formula of the ethanol is C2H6O. So the relative atomic masses are given. The carbon for 12, hydrogen 1, oxygen 16. So first of all, before finding the percent composition, we have to find out the relative molecular mass of the C2H6O. So here you can see the relative atomic mass of one carbon is 12. Here you can see there are 2 atoms of carbon, so that's why 12 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 6, because the relative atomic mass of the hydrogen is 1 and there are 6 atoms of the hydrogen present in this compound, so that's why we are multiplying by 6. And here you can see the oxygen is having the relative atomic mass of 16, so there is 1 oxygen present in the compound, so that's why we are multiplying 16 by 1. So overall we will get the sum of 46, and now we will put the values in the equation. So here you can see that the relative atomic mass of the carbon, because we are finding out the percent composition of carbon, so we will put the value of the relative atomic mass of carbon, that is 12. It will be multiplied by 2. Why? Because in this compound here you can see there are 2 atoms of the carbon present, so that's why we are multiplying by 2, and it will be divided by its molecular mass. So what is the molecular mass of the relative molecular mass of C2H6O, which we have calculated before, that is 46. We will divide it by 46, multiply by 100, because we have to find out the percentage, and we will get the value of 52.17%. Okay. Okay, students, we are having the another question that is related to the you have to evaluate the percent composition by mass of the nitrogen in the following compound. Okay, so the relative atomic masses are given already. That is the nitrogen 14, hydrogen 1, carbon 12, oxygen 16, and chloride has 35.5, the relative atomic mass. Okay. We have 2 compounds, the ammonium carbonate and the second one is ammonium chloride. Okay. So in these both compounds we have to find out the percent by mass of nitrogen. Okay. So first of all we will solve the ammonium carbonate. Okay. We have to find out the formula mass of this compound. So So because it is ionic compound, so that's why we have to find out the formula mass. Okay. So NH4 ammonium, that the nitrogen has a relative atomic mass of 14. Okay. And H4, there are 4 hydrogen atoms. So one hydrogen has a relative atomic mass of 1. So there are 4 hydrogen atoms. So that's why 14 plus 4. Okay. And it will be multiplied by 2 because you can see here the subscript of 2 present within the NH4. So that's why we are multiplying it with the 2. Okay. Now there are 1 carbon atom present. So the relative atomic mass of 1 carbon is 12, and there is 1 carbon atom present. So that's why 12 multiplied by 1. Okay. Here you can see there are 3 oxygen atom present. So 1 oxygen has a relative atomic mass of 16. It will multiply by 3 because there are 3 oxygen atoms present. So we will calculate it and we will get the value of 96. Afterwards we have to put the values in the percent composition equation. So the relative atomic mass of the nitrogen is 14. Okay, and you can see here there are 2 nitrogen atoms are present. Okay, so that's why we are multiplying it with the 2, because you can see here the NH4 has a subscript of 2. So obviously that means there are 2 nitrogen atoms are present. So that's why we are multiplying it with the 2, and it will be divided by 96 because we have already find out the formula mass, which is 96. So we will divide it with the 96 and it will be multiplied by 100 because we have to find out the percentage, and we will get the value, that is 29.16%. Okay, so here we are having the another question, that is NH4Cl. So you just have to solve it by your own and you have to match the answer. Okay, that is 26.1%. So you have to try by your own self and match the answer. Okay, if you have any question related to, you are feel free to ask the question in the comment section. Thank you.